yes, we eat snails, okay? Oh my god, it's been so long. It feels so weird to be in front of a camera again. Hi guys, I am back! I've literally not filmed a video in about 6 months. It feels so weird to be in front of the camera again. Oh my god. And last time I said I'm gonna be posting every week regularly, and clearly that didn't happen because quarantine and COVID-19 messed up my whole damn schedule. So yeah, I'm back trying to start again my YouTube. So hopefully this time is gonna be regular and I'm gonna post weekly. Fingers crossed. I hope I can do that. So yeah, I was actually stuck in quarantine in France, and whilst I was there, it came to my head because I was with my cousins, and I was like, this would be such a good idea to do like a comparison of living in France and living in England, because when I'm in England, my friends ask me like questions about how it is living in France and stuff. When I'm in France, my family asks me like the difference that it's like in England. So I put up a thing on Instagram to ask me some questions, and I actually got loads of like questions, which I'm so glad, and I'm gonna be answering them today. If you didn't know, I was originally born and raised in Paris. I've lived there literally from when I was born up to year 7, so I finished year 7 maybe 13, and now I live in England, and I've lived here for about 10 years, something like that. So I've kind of lived like half and half. I'm gonna answer the questions. They're very different countries, very different cultures, and yeah. So let's get right into the video. Where do you want to visit in England? So when I came to England, I've actually travelled quite a bit in England. I lived in London. I went to boarding school in Oxfordshire. I lived in Manchester. Where else? Cheltenham, Bristol. I've moved quite a lot, so I feel like I've seen pretty much most things that like there is to do in England. So there's not really a place that I want to go to, or I'm like, oh, I feel like I need to go there. So yeah, I don't know. For me, I feel like I've seen pretty much all the touristic things and things like that, so there's not really one specific place that intrigues me to go and visit. That's just me. What's the best and worst thing about living in France? I like this question. This is a good one. By the way, I'm just gonna make this clear that I'm not actually generalizing France as a whole. I'm gonna speak from experience. So I lived in Paris, so yeah, I'm not saying that this like is all of France or everyone in France has that mentality. I'm just saying, like, from growing up in Paris, that's just the vibe that I got and that I still get to this day. I would say the worst thing is definitely the French mentality. I feel like French people, like I say, I don't like to generalize because I literally just grew up in Paris. So let's say Parisian people, they're very judgmental, very, very judgmental, as in the mindset. So in England, I feel like people can literally do whatever they want to do, like, and it's fine. Whereas in France, well, in Paris anyways, if you dress a certain way or you do certain things, people criticize a lot. Like, it's a very judgmental place. It's a very, you know, you just feel it. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's just the mentality there. Their mindset is quite far behind, whereas in England, I feel like people are definitely more open-minded, and you can do whatever you want in England. You can become whatever you want. Like, I feel like it's a lot easier to be what you want to be or who you want to be in England, whereas in France, you know, if you don't fit into like the stereotypical like normal people, or do you know what I mean, like if you're a bit edgy and stuff, you get looked at a bit weird. Like, yeah, they're very judgmental people, extremely. And the best thing would be definitely the food. The fact that I have family there, like my whole family lives in France. I don't have any family in England, so of course I miss that. That's the best thing. And just that it's very familiar because I grew up there. I feel like when I go back, it's like home. Do you know what I mean? Like, whereas in England, it's not the same. It's like I feel very foreign. I don't feel connected to the country, whereas in Paris I'm like, this is home, it's my home. So that is the best and the worst thing about living in France. Apparently French people are rude and strict. Is that true? Okay, so people in Paris are definitely rude, but I feel like that's in every big city. You could say people are rude in London, people are rude anywhere that's like a big city, like New York and stuff like that. But I do get that there's a stereotypical like people are rude in Paris. And that is true, like people are quite rude. Like I said, they're very judgmental. About strict, I think is because in Paris the community is very Arab, black and like Muslim based. Like there's a lot of Muslims in Paris, so I think that's why it's seen as strict, because you know, our culture and our religion is just like, there's so many people of the same culture and same religion that it seems that it's strict or stuff like that. But it's actually, the people are not strict. It's just if you're from a Muslim background or Muslim family, which a lot of people are, you know, they'd understand like there's rules, there's like things you can and can't do. But yeah, I think it's just because the minorities like Arabs, Africans, we all live in like big communities, so that's why I just looked at strict. But yeah, that's just, I think that's with every family and every like cultured person. I don't think that's actually just French people. Do you think British people all sound the same? No. That is so funny. No, all British people do not sound the same, like at all. First of all, at first I did think that, you know, there wasn't that much like difference in the accents, and then when I went to Manchester and I had never been like so far up north, oh my god, that accent was literally like crazy to me. I was literally like, I couldn't understand it. It was so foreign. But it is yeah, I suppose like French people would say all English people sound the same because they won't really like hear that many different accents. But yeah, for me, like even now, Liverpool accents, oh my god, I find them so like fascinating because it's still so like new to me. So yeah. But I don't know, do you guys think French people all have the same accent? Because I don't think so, but then I don't know if you guys think so. Do a British accent. I don't know, I feel like, do you know what, it's really weird. I actually feel like I've got a British accent, but then when I talk to English people, they tell me I have like a slight French accent, like when you really hear me talk. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Do I have an accent or not? I'm not sure. I think certain words my French accent comes out. It just depends. How many times have you been to Disneyland? That's actually crazy because, listen, my whole childhood was in Disneyland. It's literally in Paris. Is also, you get cheaper tickets. Like when you work with certain companies, I was always there. I literally could not even tell you how many times I've been. Growing up, I used to go all the time, do all the kiddish rides. That was like a weekend thing. Like my mom used to always take me. I've been there so many times. But then again, there's people that live in Paris and haven't been there many times. It just depends. But personally, I have been there a lot. Okay, this one says, différence de salaire entre la France et UK, par exemple. The difference in salaries between France and England. I've never actually worked in France properly. I've only worked in the UK. But I have, like I said, all my family there. And I can for sure say that the salary is a lot better in France. We don't have, you know, like in UK you have like, what's the minimum wage now? Like £7.40 or £8 something an hour. In France you don't get paid per hour. It's mainly like a monthly salary based. And there are also a lot of helps, like insurances that you can pay every month. For instance, I don't know what it's called in England. I'm just gonna say it's an insurance, but I'm not really sure what the actual word is. In French it's a mutuelle. Basically, like, you get everything paid back, so all the doctor's appointment, because so we don't have an NHS. You have to pay for doctor's appointment, you have to pay for dentist and all that, but it all gets like refunded to you when you have this insurance thing. So there's a lot of help in that kind of way. A lot of things are actually paid back to you, and you get a lot of like discounts and treatments for free and stuff like that. They do help a lot in that sense. What else? And I feel like companies in France that you work for also have a lot of benefits to them, whereas in the UK, I mean, apart from holiday pay and I don't know what else companies offer really, but holiday pay and like schemes to like build in the company, they don't really offer a lot. Whereas in France, I feel like companies help a lot. You get like free meals, like discounted things. I don't know how to, yeah, I just feel like the salary in France is a lot better and they help out a lot more. I just feel like life is probably easier in England because of you get benefits and things like that, and as you do in France. For instance, in England you have the help to buy a first home scheme, like with the bank, like they help you with a loan and stuff, whereas in France you would never ever get that. Like, no. First of all, buying a house in Paris is extremely difficult. Banks will not help you at all. They won't even lend you the money for it. It's very difficult in that sense. But everything else apart from that is like beneficial, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm explaining this right. And then in England, like, you don't get a lot with the work and the minimum wage and stuff, but you do get a lot of help through the government and things like that, if that makes any sense at all. Do you know who Edith Piaf is? And I'm not even gonna lie, I don't. And I had to Google it, and she is a French songwriter from 1950s. Yeah, I had no idea. I don't think I know any of her songs. Sorry. Do you actually eat croissants for breakfast? This is so funny to me because that's such a stereotypical thing, and people actually do it. So I wouldn't say for breakfast, like we wouldn't eat croissants for breakfast. Well, do you know what? We actually do. That's such a lie. We do. We definitely do. But in France we also have like snack times at 4 p.m. Like, it's a thing that people just have snacks. It's like le goûter, like you go to like your grandparents' home or your mum's home or auntie and uncle, and like everyone gathers around and you just have a midday snack. And that is when everyone brings croissants, pain au chocolat, all of that good stuff, and that's mainly when I would eat it. That's such a stereotypical thing, but yeah, we do eat that for breakfast. Okay, gangs, who's worse? God, this is a hard question. This would have been good if I had my cousins with me. I'll try and see if they can put an input in this, because I'm not like, you know, part of that gang life. But okay, I'm just gonna say from experience. So in Paris, I feel like the police brutality is very bad, like extremely bad. Like, growing up in the area that I did, I've seen a lot of things that's like very shocking, but I can't really speak but in comparison to England, because I've not really seen anything or been in that environment in England, whereas in France I was exposed to that environment. From experience and what I've seen, the police brutality in France is something crazy. They're very discriminatory.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Talking about race, I'm actually just gonna say this because I think it's very important and people don't really realize, but France is such a racist like country in the, not the people, but like the media, the government, all of that, very racist. Like, people in England, you will see a black person on TV, you see an Asian person on TV, an Arab person on TV, whereas in France it's very rare to see a person of color actually on TV or on a like main channel. That's like, doesn't happen often. And second of all, Muslim people, like women, they are not allowed to wear the hijabs to work. They're not allowed to wear it at school, which to me is actually mind-boggling. Like, it's crazy. I didn't even realize that that was still happening in 2020. I think that's actually crazy that in this day and age it's still happening. They won't allow people to practice their own Religion, that's not allowed in any job at all. That's not allowed for students. If you're a student and you go to school, you have to take it off, which is just ridiculous. Like, they literally try and control the people so much, and it makes me really sad because it's just like you can't even practice a religion. You have to like put that aside to be able to have a job. So if you wanted to work in retail, you can't, like, no jobs will take you if you wear a hijab. You will literally have to take it off. That is a rule. Students are not allowed to wear it at school. Yeah, it's just crazy to me that that's actually still happening. Music, question mark. So I'm guessing that's like, which music is better? Do you know what? I actually don't have, I don't know. Do I prefer English or French music? They're very different, but they're so good. I feel like the French music scene is like growing incredibly, like it's crazy. It's actually just so good. Like, let me know if you guys want me to do a French playlist, get lit with me video.
Le copilote, toujours libre, conduit, fume, doucement frappe. De fou, va toucher ton patience, c'est de la rage, j'ai pas de bruit. Je le fais au feu de mon bro.
Oh my god, honestly, no, French music is the bomb. It's so good. But English music is just as good. But I just feel like, I don't know, French music's like a little bit more better. Clubs. Clubs. Okay. I've never actually been out clubbing in Paris. Clubs in UK seem so much better than clubs in Paris. But yet again, I've never actually been. This is just speaking purely from the fact that my cousins, when I show them videos and things like that, of nights out in Manchester, they were literally like, whoa, like, that is crazy. I would say clubs, like nights out, are way better in England than they are in France. The atmosphere is a lot better. I feel like English people really know how to party. I don't know. I have no idea. Food. Okay. This is my favorite topic. So, I would 125% say the food is way better in France than it is in England. Like, no offense. Actually, I don't even care if I offend you. The food is so much better in France than it is in England. Period. But yeah, the food is actually amazing. Like, in terms of everything, like, the fast foods there are so much better. The actual, like, sit-down restaurants are so much better. Like, the French cuisine, like, how are you asking me about food? Like, French people are known for their cuisine. Like, we are the best. And yes, we eat snails, okay? Even down to groceries. Like, the snack section in France is like incredible, like, because we love pastries and we love, like, the gourmandise, like, how do you say that in English? Like, the sweet things, like the pastry things. Like, we love things like that. So yeah, when you go shopping, like, your house, you will always have like bomb snacks. Like, whereas here I feel like the snacks are very dead. Even the cereals are better, like, down to the cereal. But yeah, the food there is so much better. The fast food is so much better. We have loads of grec, which is like kebab shops. That's like what's known in Paris. Like, that's takeaways and stuff. They're so good. Oh my god, I'll actually, because I was in Paris not long ago, I'm gonna insert some videos and pictures of my food and just show you how amazing the fast food is. I've gained so much weight going to Paris. Honestly, I eat so much when I'm there. The food is just so good. Definitely France. English food, I'm sorry. Apart from Nando's, Nando's is the only best thing in England that there is in France. Like, apart from Nando's, England is like, no, zero. How much does the food differ? Better? Not much better. So I'm just gonna add that to what I said earlier. Definitely much better. Is it more expensive in France or England? The life is way cheaper in the UK, like 110%. It is a lot cheaper to do a lot of things. for instance, food shops. Food shops in Paris, everywhere in France actually, is ridiculously expensive. Like a weekly shop can cost easily, for like 3 people, 250 euros, like easily. Whereas a week shop in England would not even be half as much. It'd be like 100, I don't know, it would not be that much. Like food in England is so much cheaper. We have Poundland in England, we have bargain shops, like there's so many things that you can, shops that you can go to. Whereas in France, there really isn't, there's no pound shop, there's no like really cheap stores. Life is actually very expensive. The only thing that's like, no, actually compared to England, it's extremely expensive. France is very, very expensive. So UK is definitely, like as a whole, a lot cheaper and so much better to live, like, because you're saving so much money in comparison to France. Is the weather better in France or England? I don't even know why I had to think about that. Is 100% better in France, because England, it rains every day. Like, listen, in England it's 4 seasons in one day. It'll be sunny, raining, leaves falling off trees, like all in one day. Is, you can't leave your house and think it's not gonna rain. It always rains. Like, it's always cold, it's always raining. I'm sorry, the weather makes its mind up. It's gonna be sunny, or it's gonna be rainy, or it's gonna be cloudy. Like, it doesn't do all 5 in one day. Oh, that frustrates me so much about England. It's always raining. Living in France, do you still go to see tourist attractions such as the Louvre or the Eiffel Tower? Yes. So I've been to the Eiffel Tower so many times. That's like, it's not really special. Like, I've never actually been up it. I've just gone to see it. You know, when it lights up at night, it's lovely. There's restaurants, there's ice cream shops and stuff. So it's really, it's a nice thing to do in the evenings, just walk. They have these lime scooters, like electric scooters, around the Eiffel Tower. So a lot of people go there to do that. Like, there's so many things to do around it. It's very active at night at the time. So that's why we would go to it. I've never actually been just to see it, just to like go and admire it, because you can literally see that from your window. It's not anything special, and I wouldn't care to go up there. And for Le Louvre, most schools would take you when you're younger. I've definitely been with my school on a school trip. If it's not with the school, it'll be like after school curriculums and stuff like that. But yeah. But like I said, it wouldn't be like me and my friends be like, oh, we should go to see that. It's not really that interesting to us. I feel like, because it's so accessible, it's just something that you do, but you don't really think about it when you do it. It's not like, oh my god, we're going to this place. It's just very, it's there, we're going, we're not going, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that was it for today. I hope you've enjoyed my long-awaited video. I'm definitely gonna try and post more regularly. I literally say that at the end of every video and I never do it. But listen, quarantine's over. It's time to put in that work, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a French Get Lit playlist with me. I'm in the mood now. But yeah, let me know if you wanted to know anything else. If you've got any more questions, I can do a part 2. I just hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I know this has been a lengthy video. And I will definitely see you in the next one. Please make sure to like, comment and subscribe. I'll definitely see you in the next one. Thank you.